September is Suicide Prevention Month, and according to the Centers for Disease Control, rates continue to rise here in the United States, up more than 2% last year. Wilmette native and award-winning journalist Meg Kissinger has just written a book called While You Were Out, an intimate family portrait of mental illness in a time of silence. She lost two siblings to suicide, a sister and a brother who would also be my siblings-in-law, as Meg is my sister-in-law. She joins me now, and Meg, I felt it was important to be the one to talk to you about the book and also about the family, our family, as I've been a part of the family for 21 years now.
Right, very glad to have you with us, girl.
Thank you. It should be the opposite. But tell us why you decided to write this very, very personal book.
Sure, thank you. It's just a joy to be with you. Why I wrote it? Well, as both a sister, a daughter, and later a journalist, I saw how shame of mental illness really is toxic and causes people to feel very badly about something that they had no control over. They're sick. Mental illness is an illness. And I saw this really tear our family apart, and I saw it tear other families apart. And I just thought, you know what? I'm not ashamed of the people in my family who had mental illness or have mental illness. I'm really proud of them. To me, they're heroes. They're champions. They get up every morning and they feel lousy, and they're fighting the good fight. So I wanted to put a human face on what it's like to live with mental illness and how you're many things, but first and foremost, you're a human being.
Of course, Nancy, your sister, who died by suicide in the 70s, Danny, who died by suicide in the 90s, two obviously very important people and reasons for why you wrote this book, but also to take a look at the system, that failed them in a way. Yeah, so in our family, when Nancy died, my dad called us all into the living room and told us, if anybody asked, this was an accident. And he didn't do that to be mean. He did that because he was afraid. He was afraid of what others would think of Nancy. He was afraid that she might not be able to have a funeral in the Catholic Church. And so that measure of shame transcended to us. But I was always, we were rattled by that, but I was always also curious. Why is that so? Why is this what's so secretive about this? So I went on to a career as a reporter and spent 25 years going all over the country writing stories about people who have been failed by what is allegedly the mental health system. Which, Dana, it is not a system. Nothing about mental health care really works together. So that's what I wanted to uncover. And this book is meant to kind of unpack both of those threads. What it was like living in a family where there was so much shame, and then as a reporter, what I saw, how others were failed. And then finally that came together in a way to tell this in an intimate way, to try and help people understand. But the book, it's not, some may assume it's a book about tragedy, but really there is so much humor in the book.
Thank you.
As there is so much humor in this family.
Right.
And it's also really a story about resilience in a lot of ways.
Right. And that, when I said earlier that our family had struggled, and we did indeed struggle, and that we were torn apart, and we were torn apart in the fact that that Nancy and Danny are no longer here with us, but the six of us surviving siblings are quite tight, as you know, because we send out these goofy text messages all the time, and I have to silence my phone. I'm sure you have to silence your phone. We can't stop trying to make each other laugh and pull each other along. We love each other very much. And I think this is most presently seen in our oldest brother, Jake, who struggles with his own mental illness. He has depression and anxiety, and Jake lives in a group home, and he is not at all afraid to reach out.
He's open.
He's so open,
which is so important.
It is, and to me that is the key. So we surround him with love. We surround each other with love, and that's really what I was trying to get at with this book. Is we're human beings. We all falter. We all have. We all need to be held up, and that is especially true when your illness is mental illness.
What do you hope other families who might have struggles, quickly, I have to do that to you,
that's quite all right. Do it.
What do you hope they'll take away from this book?
To love each other, to be your brother and sister's keeper, and talk to one another and be there for one another.
Meg, thank you so much for joining me, letting me talk to you about this very personal issue. It's so important, though, to also keep the conversation going about mental illness so we can get the stigma off of it forever. Again, Meg's book, While You Were Out, an intimate family portrait of mental illness in a time of silence, is now available. And if you or someone you know is struggling with mental health issues or thoughts of suicide, you can text or call the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline at 988.